Welcome to the Smith Nerds, everyone, and yes, unfortunately we're back to this. After the last two videos being a much better, for me recording wise, we're back to doing this. But today we are kicking off 2026, making it the 10th different year I've been making videos. Not for 10 years, but the 10th different year. And to kick off 2026, I thought we'd talk about Super Mario Galaxy 2 for a few reasons. Number one, it's a pretty good game, isn't it? Number two, the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Switch came out a few months ago. Number three, the Mario Galaxy movie comes out in a few months, so it's very topical right now. And I mean, I've made a video covering about the first game I did in late 2022, just a couple of weeks after its 15-year anniversary. And I'm making this video on this specific date because it also is a 15-year anniversary of something. But it's a 15-year anniversary of something a lot more personal to me, rather than something to do, rather than an anniversary of the game itself. So today is January 3rd, 2026. 15 years ago, today would be January 3rd, 2011. That date sticks in my mind a lot. Because that was the first time I ever defeated the final Bowser fight of Galaxy 2. And the reason why I remember it so well is because when in either of the Galaxy games, when you defeat the final Bowser fight in either of them, every time you do it, though you get a message sent to the Wii message board. Who remembers the Wii message board? That's probably showing my age. The good old Wii message board, where it congratulates you for beating the game if you defeat Bowser in either game. So yeah, I distinctly remember that, and I wanted to make this video on the 15-year anniversary of that exact day, which is today. So this video is going to be a little bit like the video I made on the first Galaxy game, where I'm just going to talk about my memories of Galaxy 2. So that's of course the best one, and the most memorable one. Another one I have is funny because basically I was playing the Bowser Jr.'s Boom Bunker, so the final Bowser Jr. fight in the game, and I beat that star just before I had a parents' evening at my school. Just before we set off for that, I finally defeated Bowser Jr.'s Doomsday Machine in his Boom Bunker. So that also gave me a good memory that I very distinctly remember. And of course, in the Galaxy 1 video I mentioned this, but it's a lot more relevant to mention it here as well. Super Mario Galaxy 2 was the first video game I ever played on its release date. The very first one. I've only ever played 4 games on their release dates, and that was the first one. Back in 2010. The other ones being Dragon Ball Xenoverse in 2015, Uncharted 4 in 2016, and last, and very much unfortunately least, The Last of Us Part 2 in 2020. Since then, I have not played a single game on its release date. So yeah, it's been over 5.5 years since I last played a game on its release date. I just don't play new games anymore because, well, they're not releasing on the old generation of consoles anymore, are they? They're only releasing on the current ones. That being, of course, the PS5, the Xbox Series X, and the Switch 2. But back to Galaxy 2. So in terms of the power-ups, most of the power-ups from Galaxy 1 made a return. The Fire Flower, the Boo Mushroom, the Bee Mushroom, and the Rainbow Star all returned. However, the Flying Star and the Ice Flower did not return in Galaxy 2. They were taken out of the game. And instead, replacing them was the Cloud Flower, a fan favourite power-up, and the Rock Mushroom, which is also a very cool power-up. It's funny because if you go back to the final Bowser fight of Galaxy 1, in the very first phase of that fight, Bowser literally the Rock Mario ability is literally just what Bowser is doing in that fight. Nintendo gave themselves the idea of Mario's a new Mario power-up by what they made Bowser do. And the Cloud Flower being a fan favourite because it gives Mario floatier jumps, and he can create 3 cloud platforms when needed. It's funny because it's not a power up used to take on enemies. It's more of a platforming and traversal power up, which is I think is why a lot of people like it. And I couldn't make a video talking about Galaxy 2 without mentioning the Throwback Galaxy, which is of course a remake of the level Whomp's Fortress from Mario 64. Now, I have actually played Mario 64. I played it through the Wii Shop channel, if you remember. That's how you can buy games on the Wii from previous consoles with points, if you remember that system. See, I got Mario 64 through the Wii Shop channel. But funnily enough, my first experience of playing Whomp's Fortress was actually in Galaxy 2. That was my first experience, not playing it in Mario 64. And of course, Whomp's Fortress is just the same. It looks exactly the same as it did in Mario 64. Just of course with updated graphics and a remix of the... Well, it's actually the Bob-on Battlefield theme music because it plays in both Bob-on Battlefield and Whomp's Fortress. And you even fight the Whomp King for the first star, just like you do in Mario 64. And Whomp's Fortress is not the only returning level from a previous Mario game, because in the Special World, which is unlocked after you defeat the final Bowser fight for the first time, that world has a level called the Twisty Trials Galaxy, which is actually just Shine number 4 from Mario Sunshine, The Secret of Rico Tower. It's literally just a secret level from Mario Sunshine. And not only that, they even brought back a Mario Galaxy 1 planet and turned it into a galaxy, the Stone Cyclone Galaxy. Now, I have never actually played the Stone Cyclone Galaxy. That was the first galaxy in Galaxy 2. I didn't collect enough stars to get to. Yes, I have never beaten Galaxy 2 completely, only the defeating Bowser the first time section. But the Stone Cyclone Galaxy is literally just the final planet from the 3rd star in Beach Ball Galaxy from the first game. But all the Thwomps and the Toxboxes move at insane speeds. They move even faster than what they did in the Fast Foe Comet of Galaxy 1. And speaking of those, Fast Foe Comets did also not return to Galaxy 2. They were taken out. Instead, The Galaxy 2 still had Daredevil runs, which you have to defeat a boss or go through an entire level without getting hit. Speed runs, but there were two variations of speedrun comets this time around. There was the regular one, which is just it gives you a timer at the bottom of the screen and you have to beat the level before that timer runs out. Or you land in the Galaxy and you only have 20 seconds on the clock as soon as you land. These speedruns are where you have to collect these green stopwatches throughout the level, and each time you do, 10 seconds of time is added to the time you have remaining. So you have to keep doing that until you get to the star. Now, the music. We've got to talk about the Mario Galaxy 2 music. So, Galaxy 2 has some amazing tracks. I mean, the very first one you hear when you first land on a Galaxy at a Sky Station, the way the music just opens when you land that shows you immediately you're going on another epic adventure. In Toad's Run Galaxy, in the second star, when you go on the slide, a remix of the slide music from Mario 64 starts playing, which I didn't actually know that's what it was at the time when I very first played that star. I also wasn't very good at the star. I kept dying over and over. And yet when I watch other people play the game, they make it look so easy. The Bowser Jr. music, which is the same as it was in Galaxy 1, is some of the greatest boss music in all of gaming ever. But Bowser does take it for the greatest boss music in the game. So the three Bowser fights are much like Galaxy 1. They're very similar. Each fight is similar to the last one with only a slight variation. Whereas in the second fight, Bowser has a new shockwave attack when he punches into the planets, something he didn't have in his first fight. And then in Galaxy 2, and then in the third fight and final fight, the shockwave turned instead of these little pink energy blasts that all and go to one specific spot that you have to avoid. But it's not actually that section of the fight. When you defeat Bowser for the final time, he, instead of landing on the platform you were on just before the fight started, he falls past it and falls into the abyss. So you think you've beaten him, but of course you haven't. He comes back up, eats the Grand Star again, turns giant again, and then the music that plays in the final phase of the boss fight is, in my opinion, hands down the greatest boss music in any game ever. Hands down the greatest boss music ever. If you haven't heard the final Bowser fight music from Galaxy 2, I very much recommend you go and listen to it. It's so good. It really makes you feel that this is it. The fate of the universe stands on this very moment. And I guess let's talk a bit about away from the galaxies and a little bit more about these things like the hub world. So a very controversial change to a lot of people is Galaxy 2 does not have the Comet Observatory in like the first game did. The Comet Observatory does appear in the game, but only in the cutscene that plays after you defeat Bowser for the final time. And that's when Rosalina appears. Rosalina does not appear in this game very much. Although in the Galaxy 1 and 2 Switch collection that came out a few months ago, Galaxy 2 does actually add something brand new that was not in the original version of the game. It adds more storybook chapters to Rosalina because in the first game's library, you can read Rosalina's backstory, but the second game in the Switch collection actually added brand new chapters to Rosalina's backstory that were not in the Wii version of the game back in 2010. So that's cool. Instead of the Comet Observatory, it is Starship Mario, where it's just like it's a giant Mario head. And I personally don't mind Starship Mario. I don't think it's bad at all. And another interesting and controversial change that they made is when you defeat Bowser, when you get all 120 regular stars and then you fight Bowser again, just like you did in the first Galaxy game. In the first Galaxy game, doing that unlocked Luigi, where you could play the whole game again as him, and then unlocked the Grand Finale Galaxy for both Mario and Luigi, which was just the prologue of the game again, in the Mushroom Kingdom, with a very relaxing purple coin mission. In Galaxy 2, beating Bowser again for the final Bowser fight again after getting 120 stars unlocks the green comet, where every single galaxy in the game is given 2 or 3 green stars. Basically, green stars were very rare in Galaxy 1. There was only 3 of them in Dusty Dune. Luigi has one in Battle Rock, and there's one in Bowie Base. In Galaxy 2, every galaxy gets multiple green stars. However many regular stars a galaxy has, so for example, if it has 3, then the galaxy will also have 3 green stars, but if it only has 2, it'll only have 2 green stars, etc. And every galaxy in the whole game gets that comet, so you have to go through all the levels and collect the green stars. When you've done that and you have 240 stars, the final galaxy in the game unlocks the Grandmaster Galaxy, which is the hardest level in the game, and it gives you what started a trend, I believe started a trend of like super difficult final levels in Mario games, which of course is the perfect run, which is the hardest level in the game without getting hit. Some people say, I've heard the Nintendo YouTuber Choctopus, he says this, the perfect run walked so Champions Road in Mario 3D World could run. Because Champions Road is seen as one of the hardest Mario levels ever, and Galaxy 2's The Perfect Run started the trend of having the final level of a Mario game being so much more difficult than any other level in the game. I, of course, never unlocked the green stars because I didn't even make it to 120 stars. So I never got to play through the green stars, which is a shame. I just wasn't good enough at the game to get enough stars. But yeah, I think that should just about cover it. But I guess there's one more thing I'd like to mention. Galaxy 2, of course, introduced us playing as Yoshi. Would you believe it if I told you that there's only 2 3D Mario games where Yoshi where you can ride Yoshi? Ride, not play as. There's a big difference there. Because of course you can play as him in 64DS and you can play as him in Odyssey, but you're playing as him rather than riding him. Only Sunshine and Galaxy 2 can you actually ride Yoshi in a 3D Mario game. Doesn't it feel like there should be more 3D Mario games where Yoshi is playable while you're still playing as Mario? Feels so weird. And Yoshi got his own collection of power-ups. The red dash pepper, which makes him run super fast, including and even up walls. The blimp fruit, which essentially turns him into the P balloon from Super Mario World, or the Super Flower balloon from 64DS. And the bulbberry, which illuminates invisible platforms that can't be walked upon any other way. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the first video of 2026. My memories of Super Mario Galaxy 2 on the 15-year anniversary of when I first beat the final Bowser fight. If you have enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if new, and until we meet again, see you in the next one.